Alright man, so since July 19th, 2021, I've been locked in and working with Southside. Bear in mind, I'm a producer from the east side of the UK. Never had any in-person connection with any of these people until recently. All of it was done through the internet. And already that shows that you can do it too. Be sure to stay tuned as well, since I'll be breaking down some of our collabs later on in the video. And yeah, let me just show you how it all happened. So going back in time, I actually originally started this channel by posting type beats, but all the beats I posted were made with my own loops. So every now and then I post a loop kit, as the loops were just lying around anyway, so I thought, why not? After some time, I realized that my loops were doing like 10 times better than my actual type beats on the channel. It was actually pretty hard to do this next part since I was so in a schedule of posting type beats, but I eventually stopped posting beats for good to only post loop kits. But I'm so thankful for making that change, as at this point my views started racking up. I post loop kits every other week or even more consistently. The kits would be completely free. I mean 50 or 20 or so loops in them, and the outcome was actually pretty good. I got a few major placements this way, like I actually got this song with Gigs and Rally Rebel, and then eventually I landed a connection with Southside for it. So fast forward a few months, I've been pushing the loop kits, and I eventually put out a Southside style loop kit called Fear. This kit outperformed all of my other kits, and it's still actually doing pretty good view wise. Seeing that this kit performed well, the algorithm then ranked it to #1 on the search term for Southside loop kit, and of course searches around that, and this was huge. And I feel like it performed so well because I mastered these 4 steps. When I post a loop kit, I'll make sure that #1, the kit art has to be insane and stand out to the rest, and for #2, the first loop in the preview has to be an insane loop. You know, the best loop out of the kit has to come first. And then #3, I'll make the kit completely free and would add a gate before you download it. This pretty much makes people engage with the upload before they're allowed to download it, which YouTube's algorithm loves because people are engaging on their app, therefore pushing the video out more. And for #4, probably one of the most important ones, is to have good relevant tags. On the main title, I'll put in brackets certain artists / producers whose style it's in, and then I can tag each one of these in the keywords, giving it a higher reach. Versus if I just put Southside loop kit, it would just be Southside, but instead I could do Southside / Nada Wix / Future loop kit. And then when I'm doing the keywords, I can then just all the keywords for Southside loop kit, so like Southside free loop kit, Southside loop kit 2024, and then Future loop kit 2024, and so on. Like, you get what I mean? And then after I eventually worked out these steps through trial and error and pushed these, my Fear loop kit blew up. But you're probably wondering, okay Ellis, your kit did well, but how did it reach Southside? And now this part is crazy. So come July 19th, I was really just pushing out loops, so my days weren't really too hard working. Anyway, it's evening time around 9:30 p.m. This is actually around lockdown time with the whole COVID situation, so I was just chilling on my PlayStation playing playing Fall Guys with my mates. And real quick, I was rubbish at this game, right? Always going out within the first few rounds. And if you've played Fall Guys and you're playing with friends, after you're out, you just spectate them. So I was doing that, and every now and then I'll just briefly check my phone. But that day was different. I checked my phone, you know, just glanced at it real quick. But when I tell you it was blowing up, I was just confused. So I then go to check what it is, and it's just hella people atting me, mentioning me, DMing me, saying Southside use my loop. My first thought was that it's something similar because I'm not even connected to Southside in the slightest. But then I was sent the Freak live stream, shout out Freak, and as soon as I clicked the live stream, bro, I instantly heard my loop being used. As soon as that happened, man, I clocked out from the game I was on. I told everyone else that I'll be on in a bit, and I screen recorded that video and posted it almost instantly, since it was a big bucket list moment for me. And I was gassed. I was going crazy. When I posted it, the post actually blew up too. For reference, I was getting around 300 to 500 likes on my posts, but this post got almost 2,000 likes. After I posted it, of course, I put it on my story saying collab with @808 Mafia boss. And if you guys have been on Instagram, then on the DMs, whenever you mention someone on the story, it notifies them on the DM. So then about 50 minutes after I've mentioned him, he then replies to the DM telling me to send him more stuff. I was just going crazy at this point. So I then sent him my hardest pack. He gives me a follow, we exchanged numbers, and then we're on go. Ever since then, we've been locked in and have loads of beats, songs, and all of that together. And also, guys, real quick, Analog Elements is out right now. It's fully on sale. There's only 500 copies left, so I'm sure go check it out. One of the craziest kits I've ever worked on, man. Check out, link in the description. Now, fast forward a few years, I then book a trip to LA a whole year in advance, just on like a little spontaneous thing. Turns out a few months before, Project X from 808 Mafia then announced a meet and greet type thing in LA on one of the 2 weeks of the whole year I booked. Like, you can't even make that up, man. Now, this part was low-key weird because, like, what are the chances? So, of course, I got myself a ticket, and at this point, I'm familiar with the majority of 808 Mafia, which is good. Anyway, I get to LA, go to this meet about 1 week in from being in LA, and when I tell you, everyone's there. I didn't see Southside. I go up to him, and as I'm walking up to him, man, the songs that we've been working on was actually playing on the speakers. And then, of course, I say, what's up? At first glance, he didn't actually recognize me until I said who I was. And then as soon as I said who I was, man, he was gassed. And then it was pretty much the same process with people like Project X, Pyrex, Smat Certified, and everyone I saw there. I then connected with everyone in person, which, like, hold on, which I strongly recommend. And and Sizzle told me to wait until the end so we could cook up afterwards at Max Lord's crib. If you guys don't know who Max Lord is, he was Juice WRLD's engineer. I'll pretty much just put some stuff on screen for you guys, but yeah, that in itself, just hearing that in itself was insane. But unfortunately it did fall through since they did just leave straight away, which is kind of annoying because I was waiting the whole time, but you know, it's whatever. But anyway, man, that's been my experience, and that story shows that if I can do it, it's possible, since I'm just someone from, as I said at the start, just someone from the UK, and I'm connected with all these people from America just purely through the internet. So if I can do it, man, you can do it. And now let's break down some collabs. So I haven't done one of these breakdowns in a while, but we have a loop right here. This is a loop which Southside used quite a while back now, and this is what the loop sounds like. And of course, this is Southside using the loop. So yeah, man, breaking this down, this is again quite an old loop, and for me, when I made this, it included a lot of processing. So Southside likes, obviously, you know, these sort of synthy analog sort of loops, so of course I went for that sort of style, and this is the first sound that we had. So the first sound was analog lab right here. The actual preset itself was this preset. I can't remember exactly what bank it's from, but if you have the bank, then there it is. And effects wise, I have a halftime which isn't on yet, it's on for a certain section, and I've got a shape box which just goes left and right. This is what it originally sounded like right at the start, the first sound. Which is pretty cool, and I can't lie, I can't actually explain how I made this because I don't even know either. To break this down, we can kind of split it up. So this is the top bit and this is the bass notes, right? If we check out their bass notes, it's always the same note as what the top note is. So F, F, C, C. It goes up to G right here just to make a difference. I should have really made that A sharp, but you know, it's whatever. So yeah, that's kind of that melody to break it down. And then from that, I put a halftime on. I put it onto 46% mix right here, so it can add that little bit of low end. I put on half loop as well, and so now this is what it sounds like. So yeah, pretty fast sound right there. Very nice start. And of course, we just built onto that. Just add loads of ambience from it. So this is the next sound which we put on. So that sound itself is crazy. So how we made that, man, we gotta have to probably break it down. So this is number two, and what we did is we took that, obviously the main melody, because you can kind of hear it still a little bit, through a portal through this preset, the Not Even preset. I think it's from Brain Synthesis, if I'm right. I'm not sure where it's from actually, but it's called Not Even. And I chucked the halftime on, Echo Boy at certain points, and a vintage verb. Vintage verb obviously to make it more in the background. And this Echo Boy, as you can see, I've automated it so it's only at these points. You hear now? It's really nice. It adds like a little bit of like a difference between each part and like a little bit of contrast. So added that, and then I literally reversed it and just took one point that I liked, and that's how it got that sound. So these both together sound like this now. So yeah, really nice little like balance between the both. And then after, I got the SRX Studio, and you can already see there's only 3 notes. So I really wonder what these notes are going to be. Oh, look at that. The low piano. So of course, man, I've been doing this for a minute, man. The SRX Studio piano, low piano, Y2K+1, best piano you can use for this. And there's a little change at the end. Yeah, that was that. Obviously, there's not really too much to break down. It's just like 2 different notes. And then after, I added this one shot. I can't remember what one shot kit this was from because it's quite an old loop, but it says Levitate Sim, so it's called Levitate if you guys can recover that somehow. Effects wise, just putting a little reverb, boosted a little bit the highs, and very, very simple. I used to do this a lot, pretty much just playing these notes. Was it? No, it wasn't. Oh, okay. It wasn't a one shot. It was an Exhale. I was about to say, man. So it's an Exhale preset called Get a Room. This preset was pretty fire. I used to love Exhale back then. So it used to be this Exhale, and this is what it sounded like. And at one point, it just goes down. So like playing on its own, it sounds very weird, but then you play it with everything else, and it works. You know what I mean? So that was that, and then after I put on this actual Levitate synth one shot, and this is what that sounded like on its own. And it just goes up. And then here it goes up again. Not too much I can really say about that. I just added a little reverb again and a stereo shaper, so it's a lot more in the back and that blends very well. That's that, and then that's pretty much the loop, to be honest. And then I had a little section right here where I half timed it. So half time this section. Nice little verse section. Loud a bit like this, and then a bit without the main sound. We then added a bass for Xenology. This is what the bass sounds like. Of course, man, the bass from this is, if I'm completely right, the Magna Carta bass. This bass is fire. Love using this, and I chucked a little fruity fast distortion on so you can really hear the highs whenever you're hearing it through like a phone or something like that. Boost a little bit of the lows, and this is the final loop. And yeah, man, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.